Peace and blessings. I'm back. This is the sixth part. I did part 5, and we're gonna get in. You ready? Let's get it. Are you ready? Let's get it. Yes, peace and blessings, and keep up the lessons. Assalamu alaikum. Yes, brothers and sisters, here again. I just wanted to let you know again. This is the me reacting to the video and stream of Bijoux Noir, and they were doing this video about this Tippu tip, which was come to being found out, of course, even with my own research, that he was a Arab slave driver, or Afro-Arab, better to say, slave driver, and excuse me, not slave driver, but yeah, he was that, and then some. Besides being slave driver, he was a slave trader. That's big. Got to make clear that. That's that's even more prevalent than the slave driver. Slave driver works for the slave trader. Okay, so but he was all that. Put it that way, Like I said, all the stuff he did, he's going to be held accountable for it. His family, so forth, those who went along, everybody who went along with was doing that. Now, any of the people who lived from his family, descended from them, and is not living like that and doing the same type of stuff, then Allah knows best. Allah is merciful, and He's going to hold people accountable accordingly. Know that. For every weight of evil they did, every atom's weight of evil they did, they're going to be seeing it, as well as for us who do the good. Okay. So basically, she's getting into, and one thing I want to go back to again from the other video with the other lady is that, she was speaking on the Arabs, in a suspicious manner. And I wanted to use an example of or even Gina talking about how they come in and entering into Haiti and different countries, even in Africa on the continent, Lebanese and all these different so-called Arabs that are doing this, right? And that they're bringing weapons without proof, without documented proof, without no reports that was in law or documented through them being taken to court or something, or prosecuted in a court of law because they got found out. But even if they're not getting found out, any investigations made, any of that documented, shown that we can see, PDF files, whatever, right? This statement of that they're coming in. So what about the Mexicans? What about the Dominicans? What about all these different people who came into Haiti? You know what I'm saying? Not saying the Mexicans, but the Mexicans coming into America. They moved into America, and a whole lot of, so we got to be suspicious about them. That's what the European American is doing. They have been doing, Americans, right? And even some of us black African Americans being jealous because they're taking the jobs, something like this, right? They doing their thing. And not all of them are coming in here with weapons or starting cartels or bringing the cartel lifestyle that they had in their country here, or gang banging, sets, right? Trap houses and all that. No, they're not all doing that. There's plenty of them in working class and trying to live right and live, by the laws of the land and be just in their only, but so far they can be just as who they are, depending on their position of who they are and what type of character they have. And no one's perfect. So I know not all of them. So we're not going to put them all in one basket. And this is my point. We're not going to say all the Mexicans did, or even those Dominicans that have been crossing the border or doing the racist acts against the Haitians. Right? You need to do a video about that too. But I'm not trying to say, okay, well, leave out the Arabs. Yeah, if they're doing that and it's clear and it's proof to show, then I want to see it, and then we can get on them. Yes, we need to get on them. I'm going to go into my Arab brother's store, like me and my brothers did in our hood, and we told them, why you're selling to our people pork and this and that? You're supposed to be Muslim. Later on, 2 of them changed their store around and started becoming and practicing their faith, and we made dua. We prayed for them. They changed because of Allah and the word that was given to them to remind them of their wrongs. We didn't go in there and beat them up and attack them like we could have. If we was back from the, that mentality in the street, like some of them thugs, they over there working with them and pushing their drugs through their stores. I walked into those stores and on 100 on Broadway in Manhattan. Yeah, the Yemeni stores. And those cats, I know about them Yemenis, but I could put them all in the same boat, all in the same box. Say all of the Yemenis. I know about some of them. Let me correct that and correct myself right in front of the camera. Some of them Yemenis. Some of them Yemenis are good brothers. Some of them Saudis are good brothers and sisters. Some of the Omanis are good brothers and sisters. Some of the European brothers from England are good brothers and sisters. Some of the African, plenty of them, because it's our character from our people. We know we've had that good character of pleasantness and good, but we have evil with us too. There wouldn't be no bloodshed in Africa if that was the fact. There wouldn't be no corruption in Africa if that was the fact. If we was that perfect, if we was the best, if we was the most powerful people. We're powerful people. No, we're people. We're human. And we got to realize that. Okay, let's move on.
So while y'all were over in America being all abused, this is what some of the stuff that was going down in Africa. Black men, and I could say biracial men speaking Arab.
Now, when you look at this men, people like when they're speaking, when you look at these brothers, this ones that she's pointing out as black men, do you see them as black men?
Not really. Maybe black, but we'll say maybe Kushites or something. They look more like the Kush.
Now, see, this is a tribalism type of, and later on, if you get into it, she talks about tribe. See, they only use these words and referencing of who you are as this person and who you are as that person to give themselves the betterment of the doubt or to support their argument, right? But she's not using and saying, oh no, I'm not going to say they're black or not. I'm going to say they show clearly DNA of African descent because their skin color. Melanin, if you want to get into the science of it, right? From the continent of Africa. That's where we know majority of people of color come from. People of darker shade colors like this, and even my complexion. From there, we know this is what we've been talking about. This is what we preach. This is what we pump the fist for, right? So now you can't use like you asking questions. You're trying to be facetious to me, devil's advocate. Not calling her devil, but that's a figure of speech. We know that figure of speech. That people, what do you think? Do you think he's really black? Do you think he's really African? If he accepts it and he's there and then you see what he sees, then he is. He's from there. Now, he may not be the African from Sudan and the Congo and those real entrenched areas where you see more of the darkest skin color shade of African. Or that they were more from a tribe that was like really indigenous to that land for thousands of years, or that he was mixed. The Kushites mixed with the Egyptians. The Egyptians mixed with the Kushites, and Babylonians mixed them. They all was mixing. Who came and conquered or came into the certain parts of Africa that was able to conquer and get in? Alexander the Great. So you got the Greeks mixing. And how did the Italians get in the Roman Empire? So it was mixing. This has been going on for thousands of years. This is nothing new. While the prophets were here and while some of them was doing what they was doing, these people were still doing their thing. And even before some of the prophets that walked upon the earth and did and spoke the words that they were speaking, like the ones we know, especially. Moses came upon the Egyptians and he came upon the Kushites. Because he had the battle when he was first, he had to go in and help his people that he was adopted into Joseph, he ruled in Egypt for a while. But what he was from the Israelites. So what is this saying to you? That we all people when we're a part of each other. We come from one man and one woman. And descended, evolved to, I mean, whatever you want to call it. The progeny of Adam. That's what we are. We're Bani Adam. We're the children of Adam and Eve. Human race. All these other different break-offs is from the colors that Allah allowed and created us as, and the different races breaking off from the human race. The different races within the human race. And what did he say? To get to know each other. It's in the Quran. There's plenty of verses that is clear. So I'm looking at him. He's my Muslim brother. And he is of color. So he's Afro, if you want to say African Muslim. Have you? Afro, Arab, African Muslim. However you want to say it. Put him in whatever category, label him. That's how we do. We're going to do it because we have to. Everything is labelized. You know, it's just sad. But anyway, let's move on because this video is running out of time.
With some Europeans and formed an allegiance with them, that even some of its Arab.
Now, when we talk about the British or the whatever, you know, it's funny. While I'm looking at this picture, it seems like one of the guys that's sitting next to the European, he's looking down like he know that shit ain't right.
See, now that's the thing too. That's so kind of like clever about her, you know, and that's the only thing I could speak on a personal tip, but that she be doing that covert, clever maneuvers and trying to get the people to, and this is like some other YouTubers do that as well, to get you to see from their eyes and take their opinions and be kind of like a manipulation, yeah, to me. You see, look at his eyes, and see him draw. What's the sense of that? Tippu Tip is sitting right there. They got plenty of pictures to show who it is, and all these other guys sitting with that European guy. They in cahoots with each other. That's it. All these different things, and then creating the scenario, making it more emotional. Just trying to pick more at the people's heart and get them in and like, yeah. Man, them people are just like that. Get them. Eat that mind out. Manipulation. Yeah, that's what I you know, come on, man. I haven't been here for 52 years for nothing. Well, let's just deal with my adult years. When I was young, I didn't know my what did they say? Something from your elbow, your hand to your elbow, or your butt to your elbow. You didn't know much, put it that way, right? When you was real young, into your teenage years, even when you can become a young man, you get a little more experience. Like me, when I was out there, I knew the con people, I knew the people who try to play games and manipulate and, you know, do covert maneuvers to get you to think and believe in that which they say. If you're blind following, be careful. Really be careful.
He's looking down at the floor. He ain't even looking. But Tippu Tip, he's looking in the camera. He's proud of himself. But that other guy, he's sitting next to him. He ain't looking at the camera. He's looking down.
She's dictating what he's saying and not saying nothing about, you know what I think? I think this is how this is just my feelings of what I think what's going on. It's, I don't even say that.
So, you know that ain't right.
Comrades had a problem with. Tippu Tip was also working for the Sultan of Zanzibar. The Sultan of Zanzibar wanted him to influence the people.
Okay, so they're talking about all this. I'm going to get past that.
I know.
Hey, you guys, take a moment to hit the like button for me. If you hit the like button, then YouTube will push this video so other people can see it. and hit the subscribe button if you have not.
They're talking about the massacre that they did to the women in that I think it was a village, and there was a bunch of them women that were killed and massacred in that village, as well as some was enslaved and so forth. And Tippu Tip had to do with that, and I didn't want to get into it and let it go because it is sad and it is disgusting, and all those actions, like I said, excuse me, those people are going to be held accountable for. The hellfire is worse than being bludgeoned to life or maimed and stuff like that, because hellfire is going to have fire burning you eternally. I mean, if you're Muslim, you may come out of there, depending on the time and what you've done that puts you there. If you committed shirk, you did magic, certain things might have taken you from the fold, and you didn't die as a Muslim. So then you go into the fire forever. Okay, but besides that, there will be judgment of objects that are going to be torturing you eternally, forever. All the time that you are going to be allowed to be in the hellfire, that Allah is going to keep you in the hellfire, you're going to be tortured every split second, whatever time you can think of, to the minimalist time to the maximum time. You're going to spend it being punished. You're going to spend it being tortured. You're going to spend it being tormented. Eternal torment is the hellfire. They're the same thing, the same place. This person is going to suffer that for the time being, and all of the rest of those people who was with him. The white man, Europeans that consorted and made all these plans bigger than even him and went around the world, globally, and did what they did. Let alone what he did in his little small areas of that parts of the land that he had in Africa. He didn't go to Europe and bring plantation. He didn't go to America and bring. He didn't go even in Asia, like India. Yeah, there was a European outdid everybody. So get it straight and don't forget. And then, of course, we got to deal with the evils that any of the people have done to our people and what we've done to ourselves, as I agree with her on those points. But this stuff is on him, not on the Muslims, and not on all the Arabs or Afro-Arabs. So stop stereotyping and being bigoted and covertly bigoted, because you're not trying to show that you are bigoted, because you don't want people to say, oh no, she's a bigot, we ain't gonna watch her. Oh no, we're not. Or she has something against these people, or they don't really. What's their plan? As some of the people in the constituent that talk about removal of the Muslims and making sure that they do not establish themselves or continue to establish themselves in Africa, in the continent, let alone around the world. These people were in her streams. If I can go back, like I said, with the archives, and they was talking this stuff. That's what I know. Like, I'm going from experience of what I know, what I've heard. I was right there. I'm not talking just make up stuff. I was there. You understand what I'm saying? And it's recorded. You can't lie on the tape. You can't lie on what's written unless you erase it. If once the pen is there and you don't write it out and get to hold up to destroy it, it's going to tell the truth. And ultimately on the day of Yom Kippur, the truth is going to be there. You can't stop that for nothing. It's written. Once Allah's Malaika writes it, it's done. So let me see. I'm going to go on a little bit more.
She's so angry at black men, that this is how she sounded. But this may be...
I said that wrong. Now, this was in 1871. 400 to 500 black women were killed in a single day by the Arab men of Zanzibar. Now, Tippu Tip was from Zanzibar.
Now, you see what she said? Were killed by the Arab men vaguely, as he puts it, and then just general saying Arab, not being specific, and saying 5 Arab men, whoever was the people who did it. This is a very covertly and biased, stereotyping way of speaking about a people in a way that you're proclaiming the actions that they've done. Barely would you hear the Arab men did this good, did that good. The Muslim men and the women are doing this and have accomplished this and accomplished that. Did the good. No, you're not going to speak about that. You don't speak barely. I don't barely hear many videos about Mansa Musa. Why? Because he was Muslim. And if you speak about them, and the ones who spoke about them, it might have been some dignitaries or scholars of black studies or something like that. And they don't have too much biasness. They just bring out the knowledge. They just speak about the knowledge they gained, that they studied and spend many years doing studies on, and they're specializing in that area of education, black studies, and then they go and let it off. Because I studied under one, Dr. Leonard Jeffries from New York. Okay, very well-renowned scholar in the areas of black studies and African Pan-Africanism, all that stuff, black consciousness, all of that, Afrocentricity, all of that. And so that's where I gained my knowledge from. So we don't try to, and from the knowledge I've taken that was good from what I took from him, and stuff that I couldn't take or leave, that I left. But as a Muslim, we know that we're going to just deal with everything accordingly. We're going to deal with who did it and who didn't do it. You did it, you're going down. You didn't do it, you're not guilty, you're free. That's how you have to deal with it. He did it, Tippu Tip, and the other people that was with him, the Zanzibar, Sultan of Zanzibar was in cahoots. The European that was sitting with them, and those other men that was sitting with him, any other people that was in cahoots that we can record and have and show and proof and like this, and this is who did it. Get them all. That's just like when a person commits a crime, but they have somebody who was with them and was a witness to it, but they didn't actually do the same crime, but they was going along with them. Or they was driving a car, an accomplice. They're taking him too. But they're not going to go and get somebody who was standing across the street who saw it, because he's a witness. They're not going to take him in to prosecute him. They're going to take him in to tell what they witnessed. They're going to try to be specific on who did it and who didn't do it. Not be general. In a law, in a state of law, or in a court of law, stuff's got to be legit, specific, to the point, detail. Some stuff they have rules that they withdraw, or they say they can't use this, and as evidence and so forth like this, and some games sometimes, but usually it has to be this person, that person. His name, their name, her name, and so forth. Were they there? What time? All of that. Not just vaguely Arab men, by the Arab men. Which ones? All of them? That's what you're saying. So when you leave it like that, vaguely, now you get it. Oh, everybody, Arab. The Arab did it. This is a form of brainwashing too. Manipulation. And she may not even know. She got manipulated in whatever she got her knowledge. And her emotions kicked up because they're women, and women are women. And we understand, just like men with men. You harming men. But women are very more emotional than men, especially when it comes to this type of stuff. Well, you killing children. Even myself. This is wicked. This is not good. I can't fathom what kind of person this guy was to do this. But they did it, right? Evil. She took it like that. Cerebral one and ran with it. And then now this lady's Gina, over here on her stream, just letting it run wild, not even pinpointing and being specific about who's who and what, other than this guy Tippu Tip. Some of the stuff, yeah, but then you're gonna bring vague statements like Arab men. This is what I'm talking about. Muslim men, Islam. Not some of the people, or this person, or this amount of people did it. The whole Arabs, they're committing they're making slavery in their lands. All the Arabs. This is when you say Arabs, you're not being specific. You're not bringing any proofs. You're putting it out there into a cloud for everybody to fall all over them, and then take it however they want to take it. You just put it out there so you do it how you want to do it. Take it how you want to take it. It's crazy. All right, so this is it. The end of this one. I'm finished, and we'll go on and probably go to a 7th one if I feel like it. I don't think I have to, but it's certain things that I wanted to touch on with her. It's just a lot, and it's not good. It's not good. I listened to. I mean, she touched on a good amount of things, and hit some good points, and stuff that I have to give credit to her, talking about. Yeah, we do each other wrong. We, what kind of upbringing we're doing, and speaking about even with her relationship with her son and their children, and for anybody, if she's sincere. And she's not doing this because she wants to get the people to see evils only of what the Arabs are and the Muslims are, and to beware of them. So don't come to Islam, or stay away from them, and don't let them come to your land. This is what I gotta be wary of. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm doing this, and you as well. All right, people. So don't forget to click the like button, subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, and click that notification bell so that you can get those notifications for more of my videos, and do not forget to share. Now, I don't only do videos like this. Those of you who are new or seen me and choose to follow me, look at the other videos. I have plenty of videos uplifting videos. I have videos basically to help you, to make you see things better in life, to give you more knowledge of prospects of doing better for yourself financially, with business, and even health. I have little areas when I was dealing with the COVID and the pandemic, and stuff even, of course, a lot with my faith, So, but then I have my other new channel, which is going to be daily. It's going to be mainly dealing with cryptocurrency and investment in those areas of investment, digital currencies, and the technology, blockchain, and all of that. And then also business just as well, still helping people to learn how to step into the business field or entrepreneurship area of making wealth and doing well by yourself, as a person who's self-sufficient, So basically, that's it. I appreciate you listening. Stay up with me. And until next time, peace and blessings. Keep up the lessons. Are you ready? Let's get it.